we said that for applying CSS over or different elements in the HTML, one of the ways is to name the specific tag. For example, in here, if we say img, anything that we say between these two brackets would be applied on all the image tags. But right now, the only tag that we want to modify is this img, because next, for example, we may have other images too, and we don't want to change those images. Or we may have other tags that instead of just changing all the tags with the same name, we want to just change or modify that specific tag. To overcome this problem, we could use IDs and classes. So we could assign to all different tags an attribute named ID or class. IDs should be completely unique for every tag inside a web page, but classes could be same for several tags. So right now, for example, we assign an ID for the img. Let's name it, for example, first image. Now we save it and we go to the CSS, and we want to just modify the CSS and the style of this tag. What we say is to say a hashtag and then name the ID of this tag. So we say first underline and then we have image. So what happens is that when this file, the index.html of our website, is being browsed by a user, first the browser would load all the HTML code, and then it looks at this line. It sees that the related CSS file to this content is a2.css. So it would load the contents of this file. Then it would look at this line, sees a hashtag. Well, the browser knows that whenever it sees a hashtag inside the CSS file, it should be applied to a specific ID with this value. So again, it would look at all the HTML codes, at the attributes of ID for all tags, and it sees this ID is equal to first image, and therefore it would apply all the CSS codes in here over this tag with which is the img or image. So what we are going to do in here is to first say display and then block. What we are saying is that we want this img tag, this image, to be treated as a whole block and not a children or a child or of another parent tag. So we say display plug, and right now what we are going to do, let's say for example we want to say give it some margin. We have some attributes or some different syntaxes for the margin. Margin top, for example, would specify that how much margin we want our tag to have from the upper level, from the upper element. So margin top, if for example we say 15 pixel and save it, and we go to our browser and refresh this page, you see we have some margin from the top. Now if we increase it to 35, the margin would be bigger. So you see it has came lower. So what we could do is, like the margin top, we could say margin left. Now margin left, we could say 20 pixel. If we refresh the page again, you see that we have some margin from the left side, and also we have margin right and margin bottom. But what we want to do is to give it a margin that has the same margin over all different sides automatically. So in here, instead of saying margin left and margin top, we just say margin to have margin from all other places, left, bottom, top, and right, exact amount of margin. And instead of specifying a number which may work differently for different browsers, we say auto. So we don't specify an exact number, we just say auto so that it could work for different screens and browsers. Now we hit enter, we go to the browser again and we refresh it, and as you see we have exact amount of margin from both left and right sides.